Hi guys, welcome back to my episode of Tea Talk Real Estate, where we drink tea and talk about real estate. So today I'm drinking this Japanese green tea that I bought from Japan a couple of years ago when I went, just to be a bum and travel around the world. And it still tastes pretty good because I paid a lot of money for it, so you better taste good. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? A lot of my clients have asked me, how is COVID impacting the Atlanta real estate market? And I think this is something that everybody would like to know about. So I'm going to talk about that today, and I'm going to show you some data that they can speak for themselves. And to tell you the truth, I'm actually kind of blown away by what's happening in the real estate market right now. So why don't we get to it? First of all, in March, when the president and the governor announced the shutdown in the Atlanta or in Georgia, a lot of people were just on the sideline waiting and seeing what's happening. And at the end of March, things have picked up dramatically. And so now I'm going to show you some data for April. If you look at this slide, the Atlanta and the Georgia market actually held up a lot better than the rest of the country. In April, there were about 12,000 listings, which compared to April of last year, it's down about 24%. However, the good thing to pay attention to is the national average was down about 44%. So we're outperforming the other areas by about 20%. The number of closings and under contract listings were about 20,000 in April, and it was just down 3.8% compared to April of last year. So there's still tons of traffic happening out there. And this is the number that blew my mind. The average sales price in 2020, in April of 2020, actually went up 4.3% compared to the average sales price of last year. All right, it's crazy market out there, I know. All right, so let's look at what's happening in May. In May, first half of May, 6,500 new listings. Again, if you look at it, it's just down 15% from last year, and it's already better performed than April. And if you look at the mortgage index, the mortgage application has pretty much the same around 20. It's pretty much around the same as last year. Okay, so here is a very interesting slide that we can look at. This tells you the trends for the last 6 months. If you let's look at March 2020 and April 2020, and the number that I want you to pay attention to is the pending ratio. The pending ratio was 38.7% for March, 36.2% for April. And if you look at it, there were actually higher pending ratio than November, December, January, and February, which is kind of crazy considering that we're in this COVID environment. We are still selling a lot of houses in Atlanta. A lot of people are still out there buying houses. And another number to pay attention to is, if you go down, the supply in months. If you look at March, 2.9 months of supply. Look at April, another 2.9 months of supply. We're still in a very strong seller's market. So sellers, you don't have to worry. You can still list your house for sale. And buyers are still out there looking for houses to buy. Here's another interesting number. The median sales price in March was $289,000. In April was $293,000. So these numbers have actually gone up compared to the last 6 months. And it's, in terms of real estate news, it's great news, and it's outperforming other cities. So, I get asked this question a lot. Are we still in a seller's market or we're in a buyer's market? Are we ever going to be in a seller's market? I mean, are we ever going to be back into a buyer's market? So let's look at the data again. Again, I'm going to focus on around $200,000 to just under $1 million. If you look at this slide, anything between basically $200,000 to around $600,000 were in a consistent seller's market. Between 600 to a million, it's changing. It's starting to change a little bit. It seems like based on the data for the past 6 months. Above a million, it's the buyer's market, and it's been consistent for the past 6 months. So if you're looking to buy any property between $200,000 to $600,000, we're still in the seller's market, and there's still multiple offers out there. Anything above $1 million, it's a buyer's market. The buyers have a little more leverage and have more options that they can choose from. So, what's the takeaway point, right? I think the main thing you have to look at is that in the Atlanta market, there were a few things to take away. One is the low inventory, low interest rate. My clients are getting 3% interest rate for a 30-year mortgage. It's crazy. This is the lowest I've seen in my 5 years of business. The Atlanta market is still outperforming its peers nationwide, and prices in the median sales price has actually gone up. If you're looking to expect a huge discount in real estate prices in Atlanta, I think you might have to think twice. This time it may not happen. Also, there's still multiple offers out there. So I hope this helps you out to think about your real estate plan for 2020. If you have any questions, please call me 404-996-9037. Bye-bye.